There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Can you hear me? What was that? Yes, you can hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, great. I still cannot hear in these headphones. I'm not liking it at all. So I'm gonna share a headphone with Abby too. This is hello. Great. Now I feel a whole lot better.
How about you stop for a second?
Yes.
And then just do an intro, and I'm gonna cut out all of that in the front.
I hear like a sound. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with Black Life, a show about our past, future, and current news, music, sports, community, and a little bit of politics that's important to Black life. We welcome everyone who wants to elevate, empower, and educate our Black communities. I thank you for being with us today. Today we have a show about our education, community, and entrepreneurship. We're going to introduce our guests, but first, I'd like to start with one of my inspirations and see if you guys know who I'm talking about as the video goes on. I know I'm going to say his name, but I'm going to see if you guys know this man. His name is Ron Clark. Let's take a look.
All students can be happy. Classrooms can be energetic. Schools can be fun.
The Ron Clark Academy is unlike any school in the world. It's a school that's full of passion, energy, color, and light. It's a school where we lift up our kids, we get them to feel good about themselves, and we get them to realize their own potential.
The first time Mr. Clark jumped on the table, I was like, whoa. I was like, okay, what's going to happen next? Because I've never seen a teacher jump on the table. I mean, I'm not even allowed to practically jump on my bed when I get home.
May I have the envelope, please? Ron Clark.
You saw a piece on the news about this school in Harlem. You didn't even know what school it was.
Right.
And you, white boy, got in your car and drove to New York City, like, I'm looking for Harlem in that school.
Sit down.
My behavior wasn't so good before Mr. Clark. I was really bad. When Mr. Clark came, he was the only one that believed in me. So that's when I just started reaching out and everything. And he just really reached out. He just really touched my heart, and I like that.
Mr. Clark is indeed magical in every way possible.
39 is really equal to
Ron Clark, who fell into teaching by accident, turned underachievers into high achievers in a Harlem classroom, and in the process became an award-winning teacher, author, and even the subject of a made-for-TV movie.
You see this? This means that this year is going to be different.
You can do better. It's not acceptable.
Now, Clark's used his book royalties to convert a warehouse in one of Atlanta's poorest neighborhoods into the Ron Clark Academy.
The very first time I met him, I knew that he had something special going on.
The coolest part about our school is that not only are we affecting the lives of our students here, but we're also inviting thousands of educators from all over the country and around the world to come to our school each year, to sit in our classrooms, to interact with us, to learn about our methods and techniques here at the Academy, and then to take those ideas back with them around the world. So this school that's in a 100-year-old factory is not only affecting the lives of our students, but we are affecting the lives of hundreds of thousands of kids all over the world every year. We're showing people that education should be about passion, high expectations, and it should be about relationships.
School is the place where I actually want to be now. Before, school was like man, I gotta go to school tomorrow. But it's, to me, this school is like, I gotta go to school tomorrow. Yeah, I gotta go to school tomorrow. Yeah. They don't just act like they're having fun. They do have fun. They pour their whole hearts out into every single lesson.
But you understand what I'm saying?
On the moon, he's taking me so far, farther than I've ever been.
Right.
You may have heard we slide, and you may know we dance. But what do you really know about RC?
All right. Well, that brings me to introducing our special guest today. Our special guest today is an entrepreneur, a family, finance, and community leader. And she also goes by the name of the Goal, Goal, digger. Her name's Miss Nikia, also known as Miss Math Coach.
Hi,
Come on
y'all.
in. Welcome to Black Life. Welcome to Black Life.
Hi there. Thank you
So
guys
happy
for
to have
having
you
me.
here today.
I'm excited
Look very
to join
pretty.
you guys. Thank you. I'm
All
glad
right.
because oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead. You can go.
I wanted to also introduce you to my co-host, Miss Abby Dew. Miss
Hi,
Abby
Miss
Dew, you want to
Abby.
introduce yourself?
Hi, Miss Gold Digger.
I love it. I love it.
I love that little name.
Thank you.
So, can you tell us something about yourself as far as, anything? Just tell us a little bit about who you are.
Okay, let's see where I start. Well, first of all, I am an administrative services assistant at Abbeville High. This would be my second year there. Last year I was a disciplinarian at Abbeville High. I'm kind of doing the same thing this year, except they changed the job title. So now I'm an administrative service assistant, kind of long name, but they just call it ASA. I'm also the owner of the Math Depot, which is a tutoring center in Abbeville. I wear many hats. Okay. So I'm also the vice president of the Vermilion Reach Group, which is a nonprofit organization where we try to provide community resources to those in need in our community, specifically in Vermilion Parish. And also I am the leader of the couples ministry at Faith Hope Christian Fellowship, the church I belong to. So I wear a lot of different hats, and I'm kind of in a little bit in this and that, and I enjoy it. I really do.
And that's one of the great big reasons why I wanted to have you on as a guest. On one of our previous shows, we had a guest, your homegirl, Miss LaShara Petrie, who definitely sings your praises. She talks, about your amazing ideas and how you inject the community with so much energy. And I wanted to ask, of course, what passion projects are you working on right now?
Well, over the summer, this is the first year, honestly, that I don't teach summer school. So what I am currently working on, it's like my mind is racing nonstop with ideas, and so many until I feel like I need a team of people. So one of the things I'm working on is providing day camps for children ages 5 to 15. And the goal of those camps is to provide them with some life skills. I feel that is so vital nowadays, life skills, and also with a mix of fun. So they're actually having fun, but they also learning those valuable life skills. So I'm doing that. Besides that, I'm also
what's up with this? I'm about to ask you, what's up with the 23rd? There's something special going on?
On the 23rd, we have a line dance class. So I enjoy dancing. I love to exercise, but I always try to find a way to make it fun and inviting. So on the 23rd, we are having a line dance class. I call it the Country Girls Line Dance class. It's going to be held at my tutoring center, the Mount Depot in Abbeville. If you need more info, reach out and let me know. I'll be happy to provide. But we're inviting anybody who wants to come. It'll be from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And it'll just be like fun. I'm gonna have some finger foods on deck. First 10 people to register will receive a free prize. And it's just a place for women to not only come out and line dance, but to connect and socialize and just have some good old clean fun. And I also have something coming up for our seniors. So I haven't
When
put
you
that
say
out yet.
seniors, do you mean teen seniors or senior seniors?
Seniors, not teen seniors. So seniors as 55 to 75 years of
Ooh.
age. So, and I plan to do some, I'm not going to tell y'all all the deets just yet, but I
All
plan
right, but
to
you
do
definitely got to
something.
keep us informed because we have a senior, April's mom, who would definitely love a fun and engaging outing.
Right. And it would be free. It would be free once a month for people or seniors 55 to 75. So I plan to do different activities every month for about 2 hours. So I have one coming up. I'm gonna try to meet the first of every month, the first Saturday of every month. But in July, the first Saturday falls right around the 4th of July, and some people celebrate
Right.
that, whatnot. So we're gonna actually start the second Saturday for the month in July. But after that, it will be the first Saturday of every month. It'll just be, like I said, the reason I want to do it, I'm going to call it Annie's. I'm going to tell you the name of it, Annie's Coffee Break. And it's in honor of my
You can say that
mom.
again.
Annie's, like my mom's name was Annie. They call it Annie B.
Yeah,
But I'm
okay.
going to call it Annie's Coffee Break. And the reason I call it Annie's Coffee Break.
We having some mic issues right now. It's like our mic is I'm definitely want to hear what you're saying, but the mic is going in and out. Can you hear
I'm
me
not
clearly?
sure. I can hear you.
Okay. Somehow I can hear what you're saying, but it's going like it's fading in, fading out.
Oh,
So can
You
you?
have like a what do you call these?
Headphones?
Yeah, headphones.
No, I don't have the headphones here. I do not.
Okay. But you can hear us clearly, right?
I can. Am I still breaking up?
It's like when you said yeah, it went yeah. It's kind of breaking up a little bit, but it could be on our end as well because I hear myself sounding like that too.
I hear y'all very clearly.
Very clear.
Yeah. You hear an echo because we have on these.
The headphones.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I want you to repeat what you said about Annie's
coffee
Janina
break.
said,
She could hear everything perfectly clear.
Oh, so maybe it's just us.
Okay.
Well, thank you for letting us know, Janina, and she says hi, Miss Nikia.
Usually our chat room has a lot of interaction, but this is a special day so that we can get to speak with you today. Normally we on Tuesdays, and then Abby Do has her show on Thursdays.
Okay.
Noteworthy, right?
There are a few people that are live right now, like Jimmy Dore, and I think
Yeah, there's a couple of other
hey, y'all.
podcast shows on right now.
So they'll watch it later.
Yeah.
Oh, I see the comments now. Okay.
Oh,
cool. Yeah. They
And
love
said
Abby
they can
Do.
hear everybody fine. So I don't
Huh?
know. There, I see a comment that said I can hear everybody fine.
Right. That's what we were saying. It may be our headphone issue that was from earlier.
And maybe I don't know if y'all.
Okay.
I don't know.
So can you tell us a little bit again about what you said about Annie's?
Annie's Coffee Break. So my mom's name is Annie. She passed away in 2021, and so, but I can recall, as my mom got older, and most of her friends were no longer here, and it became a lonely space for her, and so. I just felt like it was really nothing for her to do, no place like just to have a sense of belonging. So in honor of my mom, I'm gonna start Annie's Coffee Break. Again, it'll be a once a month free activity for people ages 55 to 70, well, 55 to 75. And it'll just be like a place for them to connect, maybe have some coffee, um, play some games, maybe do a little line dancing. So I'm trying to have a space for them, just because like I said again, it gets kind of lonely. And I can recall the times having to go to work, and my mom, I'm an only child, and so
Okay.
having to leave my mom home and really nothing to do. And so I just want to provide that space for people to just have a sense of belonging, feel
Community
belonging
and
and
yeah.
community, right? So I'm
Pretty
excited
awesome.
about that.
Yeah, you should be, and the people are really gonna appreciate it. Like once a month, my mom's Pekino party friends, they come
Uh-huh.
over here, and I cook for them, and they play Pekino, and you could just hear them right back there, just laughing and enjoying themselves, and it
Right,
just
right.
makes me
How
feel
old is your
so
mom?
good to be able to host them.
How old is your
She
mom?
said, "How old is your mom?"
Oh, she'll be 75 in October.
Oh, what a blessing. Awesome,
The other
awesome.
day we had her outside playing basketball with us.
Oh my God. But they have to keep going. I can recall my dad working most of his life, and I never really understood why he worked the way he did. My dad taught school for 30 plus years and then
Wow.
went on to be a deputy sheriff for 20 years. And I never understood it. But as soon as my dad retired, looked like his life started to decline. So I feel that it's so important just to keep going and keep pushing as long as they could. So kudos to your mom
Thank
And
you.
and for what y'all doing.
yeah,
And
both of
she
you.
also she also plays bridge, which is bridge. It's like spades, but times 10.
I've
You
heard
ever
of it.
played? You ever played bridge?
I've never played it. I've heard of it. I remember playing Pokino back in the day with one of my aunts, one of my mom's sisters, and I don't even remember how to play it, but I just knew it was a popular game. It's still popular. I hear people have these Pokino clubs and they go around and they play at
Mm.
different spots and whatnot. Same as bridge. But I grew up playing spades. Like my mom, my sister, I mean, not my sister, I'm sorry. My mom, my aunts, and all that. My mama's sisters, we played spades almost every weekend. We would meet up to one of my aunt's house and it would go down. We had a good time, good crazy
So
Now
fun, and
spades
it
is
brought the
like
family together.
so bridge is supposed to be like to keep your mind sharp because there's so
Okay.
many rules and there's so many ways you can. I don't even know how to explain
I
it.
want to. This basically how I differentiate. Spades is like what you would play with your friend, your college friends, your people, your family. Like
Uh-huh.
you could just talk and scream and hit the table. That's spades, right?
Right,
Bridge,
right.
you can. It's like tennis. You have to be very, you know,
You can't talk.
You,
you can't
yeah,
talk crap.
I'm about to say you have to be very focused. It's very, you got to have the
Yeah,
skill
you know what I
set
mean.
to
Like,
play it.
They don't let you talk crap. You get penalized for that.
yeah, you get
Oh,
penalized, but like if you do things that they would consider, I guess, unsportsmanlike, and
mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, it's not really boring because it still has the competitiveness of spades, right?
Gotcha. So it's
And they add
similar.
all kind of crazy stuff. It's interesting.
Is it
But
similar
speaking of
to
that,
how spades is played?
huh?
Is it similar
It's
to
similar to
how?
the rules.
Okay.
Like you have to have books and
Okay.
I look. Don't
Gotcha.
ask me. I'm not even.
You know how a spade can cut,
Right.
right? Well, in bridge, when you're what's the word I'm looking for? When you're in the beginning, when you're
I don't know.
when
Bitten.
bidding. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what my brain is today. It's not here. I've had a long day. My mom had a doctor's appointment. But anyway, when you're bidding, you decide what the spade is. Like
How many books you have?
all four.
Wait, now she's breaking up.
Well, it's not just how many books you have, but who are you going to choose to cut? The heart, the diamond, the
Oh, kind of like you pick your own
spade,
suit.
or the What's the other
The
one?
suit that's gonna be like the spade. That
Yeah, the suit is gonna be the spade. Yeah.
okay. Like I
It's
said, I've
very
never
complicated.
played. I've never played, but
Like the book that my mom has to study from is like that thick.
She it has a book that goes
It's
with it.
serious
Oh my
business.
God.
Girl, we had tutoring and everything in it.
Well, maybe
But
one day
this is what I want to say.
What's rummy?
Rummy. It's gin rummy. Like
Gin
gin
Rummy. I've
rummy.
heard of that. My parents used to play that.
I
as
like
well.
that game too.
I like Gin Rummy.
But you see all those games and what you do with your activities, like your theme socializing events. That's what reminded me of Ron Clark in You. You know what I mean? Ron Clark is transformative. You know what I mean? Like you remember we talked a little bit today about our tool, our chat tool, and how we're trying to narrow it down and streamline our focus. What I'm about to play this next video is a video that Ron Clark came up with. And then it grew from a simple thing to a national thing, right? It's called the Amazing Handshake. You ever heard of it?
Yes, yes. Actually, before you play it, I was thinking about bringing it to
Doing
the
it?
attention of our principal, because I don't know if you know, at Abbeville High this year, we have like a new admin team. And so we're trying to find some activities to incorporate into the leadership team and throughout the school that we can implement throughout the school. And so I thought about the handshake. So yes, I know about the handshake. I want to say this too, like many years ago, I saw the Ron Clark story on Lifetime, and it has just been like my go-to. I was like, oh my God, I love how he just transformed the kids' lives, and his way of doing that was just so amazing.
I went to this when I taught and coached at Abbeville High. I got to go to this conference called Capturing Kids' Hearts, right? And we did something similar to, it wasn't a handshake, it was just a meet and greet at the door type thing. And I remember my principal recognized me because it did change the flow of the traffic in the hallway with the students, because they were looking forward to get into your door to high five you or do something silly just to meet and greet you, right? You could do the temperature check. But check out this video, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more about it on the other side.
Okay.
Each year, thousands of kids compete in the Amazing Shake, a competition that tests their poise under pressure, confidence, presentation skills, and charisma.
This Amazing Shake has started a revolution. Schools all over the country are having their students participate in the competition.
I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, Cleveland, Ohio, Honduras, Columbia, South Carolina, Corpus Christi, Texas, Orlando, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia.
And now we have this competition about how to be a good person, how to interact with others, how to eat with proper etiquette. Go into a business and having to present a speech. This competition can be for everyone because it's making everyone better or more ready to be successful in the world. One of the best things I've seen this weekend is kids encouraging kids. When I see kids telling each other, it's okay, you're going to do fine, or holding kids that are crying and saying, you'll do better next time. Kids giving advice, giving encouragement, seeing kids want each other to achieve. Isn't it a beautiful lesson? If you're a parent or a teacher and you send your student to a competition like this, you know they're going to be challenged, it's going to be hard, they may even cry because they're nervous, but you know it's going to make them a better individual. Because once you've gone through this, once you've tested yourself, and once you've learned how to have composure, to be poised, to have confidence, you can go through life with those skills. And that's why this is such an important competition.
Congratulations, Sean. One of our comrades in the chat room says he's going to get ready for his oldest graduation ceremony tomorrow. Congratulations.
Congrats.
It's an awesome, exciting opportunity. Right? Remember.
Very much so. Proud woman. Congratulations.
So looking at that handshake, that amazing handshake, what's something simple that we can do in our community? Something simple like a handshake, right? That handshake led to people wanting to learn about professionalism, want to learn about, careers. It's like one little thing, domino effect, right? What's
Right.
something you think that can serve the Black community? Something simple that we can do. And as a matter of fact, you are it. You are it by creating engaging events and activities for kids, for seniors, for couples. I mean, to me, when we stop working, or if we stop working, we looking for that community, and you're doing things to create that. Is there something else you could think about that
Yeah,
more
I
people in our community, more people can do?
I wish that the leaders of the community would actually come together and have various activities, put our minds together. Um, I love the idea of the handshake, even teaching something as simple as that. Going into Abbeville High this upcoming school year, I've been trying to brainstorm ideas and whatnot. I recently saw someone, Miss Bridget Campbell, post about her experience at the Ron Clark Academy, working at the
I
charter
went.
school, and I was like so jealous.
Not
I
the time.
was like, oh my God. I had just recently posted on my page about the Ron Clark story and how we have to actually reach kids where they are and build those relationships. So I think building the relationships is key. So even if we could come together and just collectively brainstorm ideas of what we can do to just to provide different real life examples for these kids to see. One of the things, another activity I wanted to do towards the end of the school year, but with the close of the school year was kind of busy. One of the things I wanted to do was have kind of like a chill space for high school students. So I went around and I started talking to various students, and it was going to be a free activity for them where they come in and just learn how to deal with, well, how to communicate, how to deal with conflict. I feel like a lot of times that's their main problems. Being the disciplinarian at school this year, I got to see firsthand how they communicate. And they really don't have the proper skills to communicate. Like they don't always have to be so vocal. Sometimes it's okay to be quiet and let an adult handle it for you. So one of the activities I want to do, and I still want to do it, is bring high school kids together where they can have different scenarios and how would they respond. Kind of like have a
Role
judge, like a
playing.
role play, kind of like a mock trial, and where they will be sentenced to and things like that, but in a fun setting. So I feel like in order for us to reach the kids nowadays, especially with such in this digital world, we have to be really like come together and really come up with activities that's gonna lure them in, I guess. But we have to make it a fun environment. We can't just expect kids nowadays to just sit and listen to a lecture. That's not going to cut it. A
Definitely.
lot of times in the classrooms too, I see teachers will stand up and lecture all the time, and then they wonder why they have behavior problems in the classroom. It's like these kids, we're not reaching them where they are. Oh, we
Trying to
just
pull them up
talking to
or
them, and it's
shake
that's
them.
not working. So I wish that we could, somebody as a team, we could come together and say, okay, here's an opportunity. I know everything can't be free, but even if we come together and one person hold a free, some type of free activity, but like community, building community, and then we could rotate around to different businesses and organizations. So not one person is like the center of it, doing it all, but just to try to get these kids involved. Because I have a lot of conversations with the kids at school, and so my main focus is building relationships. I try my best. I don't raise my voice. I try to be very intentional about what I do and how I do it. So when I'm talking to kids, I'll get them in my office. They come to my office and we having these real life conversations. And one of the main questions I ask them is like, okay, so what are you going to do in the future? Like, what's your plans? And most of them don't have plans. I didn't have a plan myself, when I was in school, wishing I did, because I would have done things totally different. So I'm trying to get them to begin with the end in mind, like on one of the 7 habits. Like, you really need to start thinking about your future, how you're going to take care of yourself, how you're going to make it happen. Also teaching them those entrepreneur skills. A lot of times they come to my office, like they'll tell me, "Oh, I have a job." Okay, where are you working? They tell me how much you're making an hour. Oh, they might say like $10 an hour or something. And then I'm like, "Oh, you think you're making good money?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, honestly, that's not any money, and then I'm trying to show them a different approach to what are you interested in? How can we turn that into a business? There are kids your age right now who are already millionaires, and just trying to get their minds turning to see something different. We have to instill those values into the kids, because I wasn't taught to do it. I had to self-educate myself. Even though I come from a family of educators, we didn't have those conversations at home. And so it wasn't until I would say in my 30s, the light bulb went off. And then I was like, okay, Nikia, it's time to get your life in order. And just changing the mindset alone, it has like led me to things unimaginable. And I feel like in order for us to reach the younger generation, we have to share those things with the kids. So a space to where they can feel connected, learn. And I always tell them they can't be the smartest person in the group. Like, surround yourself with people you can learn from. In order to get to the next level, you have to be around people who already traveled that route and can lead you and tell you what to do. So that's my thought on it.
Were you talking about the 7 habits of successful? You can't hear me?
Yes, that's one of them. Begin with the end in mind. Yes, that's my favorite one.
I think so. Were you talking about the 7 habits of successful people?
Yes. You can hear me?
Yes. She just couldn't hear me. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. So my favorite one is begin with the end in mind. Again, like I said, I didn't get my first job honestly until after college, and I knew nothing about life and made a bunch of mistakes. And hopefully the goal is to educate them so they don't make those same mistakes. And they learn, and they don't have to go down the same path. They can start now.
That's my thing. It's like creating connect. I'm sorry.
Oh, just before you move on to the next thing, I wanted to say something about what she said. You could talk.
Oh, I was going to go into.
Oh, well, let me make my comment. Okay, because you said a lot. You said a word now. So I was, and my mind was turning the whole time, and I think some of the stuff I wanted to say, I forgot half of it by now. But I'm gonna go back to the top of what you were saying about teaching them communication skills, because I'm noticing, and this isn't just with kids, which is what makes it so sad, that it looks like the way people are devolving to communicate is going straight to crashing out. Like, do not like 0 to 60, nothing in between. Just
right. I've seen,
and it's getting kind of scary.
It is. I've seen teachers have their moments, children, the students, and and I keep, like, as a disciplinary, so I talk to both the teachers and the students. And so I'm constantly saying, okay, guys, we have to build a relationship. So if you're going, like you said, from 0 to 60, if you have a situation in your classroom and then you writing the kid up, like, first of all, nowadays these kids, especially high school kids, they don't care about referrals. They really don't. And you're just building that negative relationship. You have to, if a child really knows you care and that you're trying to help them, they're gonna navigate to you. Like at school, kids are constantly coming up to me, hugging me, and I'm a hugger too. But I'll be like, okay, that's enough. But no, but I welcome them, and I feel like I'm building that connection with them. And I always, like, I'll tell them sometimes, okay, you need a lesson today. You need to come in my office and let's talk. They'll come in my office sometime, and I'm showing them, like, okay, look, when you get your job, this is what you need to do with your money. Don't just go blow it. Like how to invest, start investing early. So I'm having these conversations. You can't save them all, but at the end of the day, it's like we're gonna stay with
Well,
people. And that's the goal.
unfortunately, they purposefully don't teach financial literacy in high school.
Which is why she
Well,
created
they
the math
Purpose.
skills, you know?
well,
But it
yeah.
was
And
another
so
thing I wanted to. Oh, go ahead.
I feel like they teach it, but it's such a hit and go. It's like nothing really
Yeah.
sticks. So then, and nobody's at home. Well, most people at home are not talking to the kids about how money works and um, how how it works. And so they teach it for a little bit in school, and then once you leave it, it's never taught again. And so then the kids tend to don't take it seriously, or they
Yeah.
forget.
And another thing you were mentioning about, what are they trying to find out what they want to be, who they like, where they see themselves in 10 years and stuff like that. Unfortunately, most children, they don't even know all the interesting professions that they could become. Like that really isn't discussed.
They're
It's
seniors
just
and don't have a clue on what's the next chapter going to look like. And so I always share my story with them when I do have the conversations with them. I'm like, okay, I was always good with numbers. Math was always my thing. And so I took a class in high school, accounting, and went on to school and got my BS degree in accounting. I don't even do accounting. You know what I'm saying? I'm in education now. So what I feel like they have an advantage, they have a class in high school that's called Journey to Careers. And we didn't have that. I didn't have the opportunity to research what I wanted to be. It's just I took a class and like numbers and I'm like, okay, I'm going for accounting. But not just it has to be something that they're going to enjoy doing, but also what are the job opportunities? Like I didn't want to leave home. I didn't want to move away from home. So what are the job opportunities like in accounting? So when I did apply for accounting jobs, they all wanted to know if I had experience. Well, no, I didn't have any. I'm just graduating from college. So then I jumped into the role of teaching, being I needed a job and it was a need for teachers. I used to always tell my parents, I would never be a teacher like this. No way. And here I am, going to my 24th year now. And right now, I can honestly say I enjoy what I do because I enjoy helping the kids. So understanding and researching and having those conversations again. What is it that you like to do? I always ask them, what you like to do? And my thing is trying to get them more towards the entrepreneur side than a job side because the opportunities are way better or greater. And so I try to find out what's their passion and how can we turn that passion into a business, even if it's a side hustle. I mean, side hustles are great,
So for those of you who are who didn't hear the end on the beginning, Miss Nikia's nickname is Gold Digger, GOAL Digger,
And math coach.
and the math coach. So I wanted to say that to say because in the comments, what you're saying is really resonating with people. Like Sean, love you, Sean. He said that's the only teachers I respected, the ones I knew cared.
Right.
I was a
saw this
terrible kid. I
comment.
know you weren't a terrible kid, and
There's no such thing as a
thank
terrible
goodness
kid.
someone already addressed it. Yonina says, Sean, you weren't a terrible kid. You were just trying to survive childhood and didn't feel heard.
Right.
And
that's why I always
that
tell-
makes a lot of sense with these children.
And I always try
It
to tell them
amazed me how many kids that who would come, because I substitute taught, I'm not a teacher, but I substitute taught. And it amazed me how many kids would just hang around my desk and talking to me, asking me like real life questions. And I'm like, you don't even really know me like that. What? Ain't nobody talking to you.
The next thing you know, we go out. We go out to restaurants or the grocery store, and some of those kids recognized her just by simply having conversations with her. But that's the point. It's more
We can never go anywhere without some kid running up.
I hate to go to Walmart. They'll be like, "Hey, Mr. Kid, hey, Mr. I'll be like, "Hey." But it truly warms my heart to know that I feel like I've made an impact in somebody's life. So I tell them I always be their cheerleader, no matter what. Like I'm always rooting them on. Right.
Yeah.
Well, they come from so many different backgrounds, and I always tell them it doesn't matter where you come from; it's where we're going. Like, don't let your background hold you back. Like, we moving forward. How can we make progress, and what can we do? And a lot of times, like I said, not many people are having those conversations with them. So I feel that it's so important that we have those conversations. We have to.
I'm so glad you just said that, which I'm sure Yanina knows this already, because it looks like she's doing some great work to get out of her. She says she can confirm she was a DCFS child. Now I'm a traumatized survivor with a 30-pound box of documents. So when you name it, you can get past it, right? The first part is to name it.
To acknowledge.
And you name that by developing positive relationships. Like the job that I have is through iCare, right? And basically, I would be collaborating with you as an administrative leader to address those problems, that students don't always have the voice to share, So we come in and we develop partnerships. I wanted to ask you.
Wait, before you ask, I don't want to cut you off. Jacqueline's leaving. She just got here. She said she didn't know we were on. Wait, sorry,
Jacqueline, because we wanted to speak with Miss Nikia today.
Yes,
Hi,
Jacqueline is over the pond, so it's a different time zone over there. She's going to bed. You rest well, Jacqueline. Thanks for popping in.
And we will catch you up on Thursday.
Have a good one, Jacqueline.
Now, I didn't mean to cut you off, but when she got to go, she got to go. So go ahead and ask your question.
Support. My question is this: here in Baton Rouge, I am expanding my network, right? And I heard you say when I asked about what can the community do, what can individuals in the community do, and you say we just need to get together and share ideas and I want to ask this. I know through church organizations, Abbeville has certain things, right? But as a city, do you guys have something similar to this? Here in Baton Rouge, I work with the Baton Rouge Community Street Team, and they have something called the Public Safety Roundtable. And basically, it's someone from the different professions in the community. It could be law enforcement, business owners, teachers, is a host of different people that come together like a once a month type thing. And they talk about issues that's going on in the community. They educate people that is in attendance, and there's a way that people can tune in live. But it's like you're saying, it's that conversation, is the networking, is actually getting stuff done, talking about who can do this, who can do that. That's the kind of stuff that I noticed that Abbeville doesn't necessarily have, but people in neighboring areas have a lot of successful things going on. And I'm like, when you expand and learn stuff, you bring it back home and then you build on it, right?
Right. I know that the new mayor, Mayor Rosalind White, she started the coffee talk. I haven't had a chance to attend. I'll try to catch one over the summer, but normally when she has it, like I'm tutoring and whatnot. But anyway, she started the coffee talk. So it's kind of like a similar idea of what you're saying. So where people from the community come together, they talk with the mayor and others, and they just have these conversations to try to see how to better the community. I know this year also at Abbeville High with the new principal, she mentioned cafe talks. So kind of a similar environment where she's
so
going
everybody's
to
thinking the same type of things. But this is my thing. If we all got the same kind of ideas, how can we connect them to expand who we're serving? Because to me, if somebody doing the same thing you're doing here, somebody doing it here, somebody doing it there, when you connect it, it expands the army, it expands the reach. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So
So I
somebody got
guess,
to be that connector.
and I guess the first part is that how do we all come together? So whenever they're having the coffee talk with the mayor, we need to, I guess, actively show up or find out
Show
when
up,
those
and
like
they
I
also
said,
need to make it more engaging and creating different options, because sometimes, like you say, people might be somewhere but they can still watch on their phones and
right,
participate through a
right.
chat or
But I'm not
something
quite sure if
like.
she's doing it live. I don't know. I'm
Hmm.
gonna have to find out. That's a good question though. So,
Yeah.
and I agree because like I can't personally show up in person. A lot the way I work and whatnot, but that would be awesome if she would. Maybe that's something if she's not doing that she can start doing. So, I mean, because they have many people in the community that want to help, they want to work, they want to partner, but where's our space to do that? So I agree. We need to do a better
Hmm.
job of like providing a space for everybody to come together and brainstorm and coming up with activities that we could do to reach out, well, to network.
Right.
Jacqueline's still sticking around a little bit.
Jacqueline
She
had a
has a question.
question. She says, "Does anyone feel that Black and Brown children may be reluctant to report any abuse done against them because they don't trust the institutions like the police and the social services?" Yes, because like that's when we fill in the gap. People like myself, I don't diagnose and I don't pass or fail people. So I'm between a social worker and a guidance counselor. And I'm saying that's here in EBR because it's a tax funded organization. But
Mhm.
the same type of service is needed everywhere, right? In Abbeville, is needed. Lafayette, it's needed. It's like there's a lot of different little successful little circles of people doing the work, but it's not connected to more people. So
I I wanted to kind of share. This will probably be my first time sharing it too. When she said about not trusting institutions like the police department and whatnot. So I
Mhm.
had a little run in myself with the police department of Maurice.
Uh-oh.
Not that long ago in 2022. Um, it's kind of embarrassing to say, but I'm gonna share it with you guys anyway. All right.
All right.
So, let me see how to start it off though. So I kind of got into an altercation. Not kind of, I did. I got into an altercation with somebody that used to be who I thought was my friend. Fast forward, I'm not gonna get into all those details. But she and I got into a physical altercation only because she approached me, right? And I'm like,
Mhm.
that's a different story. And I don't bother anybody, but
I don't bother nobody.
Crash out.
So anyway, fast forward, get to the other part because that's not really important. But so what happened was the police came. And so when the police came, honestly, I kind of just I wasn't even fighting her at that point. Like I went to the store and I don't fight anybody. Like so anyway, the police came and the police drove up. I just had her in a headlock, wasn't fighting her, waiting for the police to come and de-escalate the
Not the
situation.
headlock.
Okay. So in a headlock, yes. I promise y'all, this is the first time I shared this publicly. People that are close to me know the story. But so listen, the police came, and so I'm thinking the police was just gonna like, okay, stop. It was only she and I in the parking lot. It was at a store, and the store was about to close, and the police came. But instead of the police de-escalating the situation, the police grabbed me and threw me down on the ground, like put the handcuffs on me. It was just such a horrible
When it's
experience.
going out, it's too
And
juicy.
he was like saying that like I was lying. He knew the other girl and he was like, "Oh, everything she's saying is fabricated." And I know her. Didn't even get the logistics of the story. I'm like, "Oh my God." It was such a horrible experience for me and it just turned me against the police. I don't know. It's just I didn't like it. So immediately I felt like all of those people who are wrongfully prosecuted and charged,
Mhm.
and it just put a very, very bad
A
taste
lot
in
a,
my mouth.
a lot of black communities try to handle their stuff in-house
Yeah.
Right.
for
But you
reasons
know
like
what?
that.
This is what I know. Police, the experience with police, politicians, and all of those, people, things don't really matter to people until they happen to people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so that's what happens with us, like as human beings and people in this America. Unless it affects you immediately, you dealing with so many other things. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got so many other things going on.
Right. And I was
So when it run up to you, then you're like, man, hey, wait, this is unfair. Like, that's the kind of stuff. When I seen Trayvon, when I seen Sandra Bland, those type of things
it
stay
actually
with me.
put me in that situation. I'm like, oh my God, I honestly see how these people
Yeah.
felt. Like,
Or
I
that
was
lady
so
who called the
hurt.
police for help.
They got shot in
And
their own house.
yes,
Yeah, that kind of stuff. It makes me nervous, but
Yes.
this is what I do. I try to continue to focus on doing something positive in the community because we can
Right.
kill ourselves with worry because that kind of stuff happens almost every day. Some of us are getting into those kind of altercations. I get so petrified when I watch those videos of innocent people. You know, like you saying, like I'm innocent, but these people
yeah,
are not
that's
believing
something.
me. I could,
Not
you know, that's a
believing me. I'm
scary
like, oh
thing,
my
man.
God. And then,
It's
like
Yes.
I said,
scary.
this is
I
my
I just
first
want
time. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Can I just say her name? Her name was Sonia Massey.
Yeah, the
Like,
person that died in the house.
yes. May she rest in
Yeah,
power.
that was
Yes.
really deep, man.
That's,
But
we can do
I
some
said
things.
earlier that I wanted to keep the show tight, and look. I said I wanted to keep it at like 45 minutes because I want people to watch. We're approaching an hour right now. This is some great conversations, and I would love to have you back on as a guest, and we can talk about some more things, you know. And
Anytime. I really enjoyed it. I really did.
cool. I'm glad you
It was my
enjoyed it.
first time doing it like live and whatnot, but it was cool.
Awesome.
And honestly,
awesome.
I was trying to actually start a podcast with the kids, and I had like 30 some kids, which is too many to manage. But I really wanted to give them a space to actually have
Right.
their like people their age tune in. So I was gifted with actually a podcast system and whatnot. I just the way I work, I still haven't gotten that off the ground. But kudos to you guys for the podcast. I really enjoyed it. If
Thank you, Sean.
you ever want me back on, you know how to reach out to me. I'm always available.
Absolutely. I have some look, well, Sharon's gonna get mad at both of us, but I have an idea that I want to run by you so we can do a collaborative project together
Okay, awesome.
in
I'm
Abbeville,
always,
and then I would like to also do something with you out here as well if you're interested.
I am interested, very much so. And I wanted to say to the ones who are commenting, I see your comments. I'm not able to comment, but thank you guys for tuning in. I do see your comments, very much appreciative. And
Oh,
I'm
they
glad
want you to
you
come
guys.
back.
Anytime.
So Jacqueline, that is a very good question you just asked, and that's probably something that maybe we should research and
come back and talk about some different experiences. What I didn't get to play that I wanted to play for you because we talked about finances, and I definitely will learn from you as you're sharing stuff. I'm gonna learn and hopefully get myself but definitely get myself back on track. But I wanted to talk to you about Kai Cenat. That name sound familiar to you?
What's the name? Say it again.
Kai Cenat.
No, it does not. Does not ring a bell.
All right, well then we're gonna play this video. It's a quick video. That's it right there.
Okay.
Wait. Before we play it, he has revolutionized the streaming business. He's a young man who is making millions upon millions upon millions. We talk about our kids not having ideas and not really asking about what they want to be. Well, some of these kids are creating who they're gonna be and who they are. And this is one of them, right? What I say is, what I don't like is when I was an administrator and even a teacher, and I would ask a kid what they wanted to be, and they would say something like a nurse, a doctor, a fireman. But then I asked them, have you ever talked to one? Have you ever met one?
Right.
You know, like my thing is this is what I want to work with. I want to connect kids to actual people who are doing the job.
I do that now. So like I've had this last school year, one kid told me he wanted to be a barber. So immediately I called A-Town Snapper.
That's right.
We got this kid want to be a barber. Can you come talk to him? He came to the school, held a conversation with him. Another teacher gave him some clippers. So he's been cutting hair. Had another one said he wants to be a realtor. I called LaShire. I'm like, LaShire, this kid
There
want to
you
be a
go.
realtor. Can you talk to him? So I'm trying to make the connection so they can start learning the process now, not wait until
And not just dream, have pipe dreams and pie in the skies, like my Abby do always say. We don't want to have pie in the sky here. We want some concrete things that we can do and actually accomplish. So check this video out, and then we're gonna wrap it up by just talking a little bit about that before we go, and see if you have any more highlights you want to share before we head out.
Before I press play, we always tell the kids, if you can see me, then you can be me.
Yeah. I'm sad we didn't connect when I was at Northside. I don't want to get into that story, but
And you know, I used to work
had
at
a lot of
Northside.
great things.
You know, I used to work at Northside.
For real?
Yeah.
I had a lot. They had every single thing they wanted and needed at that school. Okay.
Right.
Well, here we go.
I
With
worked
the
over there
video. That's something that we definitely gonna talk more about. But check this out.
Said 9 3/4. Oh, you sure this the right address? What you mean, am I sure? I know Kai didn't send us to no fucking gas station, bro. Let's see. Let's go. Nah, I was expecting some shit more like Polar Express. Fucking gas station? Are you serious? What's me? What's up, baby? I'm looking for pump 9 3/4. Pump 9? Right, 3/4. What do you mean by 3/4? 3/4.
Please excuse the language. These young kids. That's something that I had to slowly let go of my expectations of. You know, I don't want to hear no curse words because these kids fluidly use curse words, and then adults who I can't control every adult who allows them to do it. So I'm just in a world of you got to accept it now. It's a part of their life. But I get them to respect me. That's what I was going to apologize about the cursing. But let's wrap it.
Okay.
I didn't let them curse in my classroom. I said, you don't curse at church, do you? And for your grandmother, do you? So you can control yourself. Okay, I'm gonna start it over.
Said 9 3/4. Oh, you sure this the right address? What you mean, am I sure? I know Kai didn't send us to no fucking gas station, bro. Let's see. Let's go. Nah, I was expecting some shit more like Polar Express. Fucking gas station? Are you serious? What's me? What's up, baby? I'm looking for pump 9 3/4. Pump 9? Right, 3/4. What do you mean by 3/4? 3/4. What that mean? Professor Kai, we're trying to get to Stream University. Professor who? How you work in the store and you don't know what you're talking about? That's what I'm asking you.
Where'd you go?
It's all right, boss. Fuck it. Let's go. I knew this shit was fake all along. Y'all boy probably lost, man. Leave this nigga fucking lying to us, bro. Professor Kai, more like Professor fucking asshole. Professor liar. Professor my ass. Your fuck, bro. How the fuck is it my fault, bro? You gotta stick in the hood like Boy Scouts, bro. Oh, this shit really wasn't a fairy tale. Let's go.
Next stop, Streamer University.
Yo, what the They got fuck? Reggie on here? Shit, I know you love the application. What the fuck? Man, we got cream seats on the train?
Too much money. Fuck this train. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Streamer Express. You guys are the very first class to attend Streamer University. But this school comes rules.
What's got
Rule number one, under any circumstances, do not leak the address of the university.
You still give me vibes.
That's why
I'm not leaking the address.
You will get swatted. Secondly, make sure that at all times you guys are in your Streamer University uniforms.
Right now. Taylor, matter of fact, I'm gonna have somebody come tailor your jacket.
Third, I would like to let you guys know that everything that you guys are seeing, wearing, or going to is completely free.
Free?
Oh my God. Now, what you guys all been waiting for. If you turn your head to the left, you guys will see Streamer University.
Yo, what the fuck? It's us.
I look forward to seeing you all soon at orientation.
Okay, so
I was so confused.
All right, that probably wasn't the best trailer.
I don't know
to
what's
show
going
you
on.
Streaming. Can you pause it?
They can't hear that. It's off stage.
Well, streaming. Does anybody in the chat room know what streaming is? Nikia, have you ever tuned in to some streaming?
Streaming meaning that's like when people are recording live, that kind of streaming?
Yeah, when they live and they just stream.
Yes.
They just stream themselves constantly. Like they constantly filming themselves. Like DDG, you know who that is?
No.
All right. Do you know the little girl that played in Little Mermaid, Haley Berry, or whatever her name is, like Halle Berry? She had a relationship with this other streamer called DDG. Now these guys, yeah, look, it's showing the Twitch and Kick. Those are some apps that kids go on and they stream, right?
Okay.
There's a good documentary on Netflix about kid influencers.
Uh-huh.
You need to check that out because it shows how we can go from, doing it for a hobby, something you like to do, to it being controlling and very lucrative because they make a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, they do. The kids tell me about it all the time. I'm not familiar with the streaming process of it.
Streaming University is something that Kai created. It's like if you going to get basketball, you're going to a training for basketball.
Is that supposed to be a movie?
No, it's not.
Is that going to be a class? What was that? That's what I'm confused about.
I'm explaining it right now. It's an actual, like if you go into a basketball camp, right, for a couple of weeks, it's a camp that they're going to learn streaming, but they're not going to learn streaming. They are already streamers. Whenever they go to the university, all of their millions and millions of fans combine with these other kids that are attending it, right? And it's not kids.
Right.
It's not kids. What I would ask you to do is just research it. We could talk about it a little bit more, but it's the way that these kids are taking their internet time and multiplying, their
right. I've heard kids talk about stuff like that.
Look at Bad Cookies.
They make
money. Bad Cookies. That's what I was doing.
All right. Look, I know one thing. I know that young man. Netflix offered him a $230 million or something offer to buy Streaming University, and he said no, it's not for sale because it will lose its integrity. He's allowing these streamers to go to this university free of charge, network with each other, and as you can see by the little trailer, they young with wild out, and if he has certain rules, if they break the rule, it's like you remember Road Rules or Real World, how people would go into a house. Real World, you remember that? That could be on the TV where 6 strangers in the house and live.
I don't remember, but
all right.
Black Hogwarts.
You guys on
I'm gonna have to research
Black Hogwarts.
I'll follow this up with a little bit more information on streaming. All I can tell y'all is this: young people are making money doing things that they're interested in.
That's what I'm trying to get them to understand.
See, we are totally, as older people, totally disconnected from it. It's actually changing lives.
But right, and so like one time, I want to say this before I go. So like I explained to the children, like I'm like, take what you have. I said the opportunities are online. Like we didn't have those opportunities growing up. You have so many opportunities now. So I was trying to explain to like the kid that told me he was making $10 an hour, and that was his first job. And I always try to be positive and not discourage them. So I was like, I said, well, that's good. That's a good start. I said, but let me explain something to you. I said, I had a class one time, which I did, and I'm about to do another one on money management. I'm about to do another class on that real soon. I haven't picked the date, but it's coming up soon. Say it again.
I said I might need to enroll.
And I told him, I said, it's $50. It'll be $47. That's like $50. I said, but it's $50, but you have to learn to invest in yourself. I paid $500 or more for a class, like classes before. If I feel that I can learn from it and it could help me in the future, I don't mind paying for it. I don't mind investing in myself. I had to learn that. But I'm like, I advertised, I showed receipts of how I make money work for me. And I'm like, I only had 8 people in the class, but 8 people times $50, that was $400 in 1 hour. Like teaching them on real life things that can help them and grow their finances and whatnot. So
Look at the comment.
I'm sorry. We have a bad cookies in our mix. One of our comrades, Bad Cookies, is always bringing
He's
us
bad.
some of that little badness. But he's so good at being bad. He's awesome.
Not
But
bad,
I'm trying to tell them, but that's what they need more.
good.
Like trying to learn. Like there's so many opportunities available for them right now that
Miss Nikia,
they don't even know. But
someone wants to know if you have a YouTube channel.
I don't. It's on my bucket list. But I
Okay.
don't. So let me make
Well,
sure.
maybe you'll have it next time you come.
I do and I don't. So like I have a channel, but it's not. I'm not active as much as I'm not active at all on it, to be honest. But so what
you say something about a virtual assistant or AI assistant?
Yeah, I'm about to try to find me a virtual assistant because I have so many ideas and it's unreal. And so one of the things that my mind jumps from this idea to that idea, like LaShara mentioned, it really does. And so what I'm trying to do, I started the Growth Nest. So the Growth Nest is all about growing, of course. And so growing financially, growing relationships, whether it's, married, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, any relationship, could just be friends, whatever, communicating, things like that. What else? And on self-care. So those 3 pillars under Growth Nest is what I'm trying to focus on. So then I was torn between, should I separate finances, money management from the relationships and the self-care? I don't know. But right now it's all under one. And so in addition to that, I do the Math Depot and I love my tutoring, but I'm trying to venture more online. So Growth Nest on Facebook, Math Coach Nikia is what my Facebook handle is, but on like Instagram, it is the.growth.nest.
Wait. Can you put that in Facebook Messenger so we could post it in the comments?
Yes, I was trying to comment in the chat, but I can't for some reason. Let me see.
Because I was listening to that felt like the streaming commercial. What is going on?
Y'all really put your age in the chat room. Don't want to learn about streaming. If kids gonna have a passion to become streamers, they're gonna be very rich if they're good. If people want to tune in, people are tuning in to watch people eat food. People are tuning in for a lot of ridiculous things. But if they making money from it and it's not killing anybody,
Right. But let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna try to just copy the link. I need to change it. But
so yeah, you talked about a lot of things that I'm also working on out here: self-care, mental wellness, and you also talked about kids being prepared as far as being able to communicate. I have 2 projects that I'm working on that is growing because I actually get to do them. One of them is Mamba Mania, and we're doing sports leadership, teamwork, and emotional intelligence. And the other is the mental health break. I'm starting off with a virtual, right? And then I'm planning to have in-person sessions in Lafayette next month. So I want to tell you more about it, invite you, and then, like I said, collaborate down the road.
And look, Mr. Nikia, we have to get out of our comfort zone. Bad Cookies made a good point. He said, what if the kids say their passion is to be a streamer? Then we got to find a streamer.
It's all about making those connections. I put my contact info for Facebook and Instagram in Messenger. I don't know why I can't chat here, but so I put it there if you want to share. But it's all about the connection. I may not know anything.
Where'd you put it?
I put it in Messenger. Under Tasha's
Messenger. Oh, okay.
You had just went out on us real quick. So
yeah, because I was typing in the Messenger thing. But
okay.
But yeah, I don't know anything about streaming, but I know what it is, but to get them started on it, no. But we can always ask ChatGPT, right?
Yes, indeed.
So my So my co-host on Thursday, his name is Nahilo Nordstrom, which he said hi a while back.
I
By the
wanted to
way,
tell him hi, but I couldn't pronounce his name, and I didn't want to mispronounce it. I was like, hey. That's why I was like,
so
love the name though. I
don't
just didn't want to
see it.
mess it up.
I don't know why I don't see it. You say you put it in
he
Messenger?
said both of his kids want to be Messenger, want to be streamers at the moment. So we wouldn't even know what to tell the child.
I copied some links, but I mean, true. Like I personally don't have that experience. However, we can find somebody who knows.
Okay, I got it.
And I mean, even Nahilio, if I said your name correctly, if I did, I'm sorry.
Nahilo.
Nahilo. Okay, Nahilo. I got it now. Nahilo. I love
You
the
can
name.
call him Michael.
Even if I mean, Chat GPT is awesome. Get a free account and
Yeah.
specifically ask it.
This is a good point about becoming a social media. I use the term celebrity loosely. It can really do a number on your mental health because of all of the comments.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And so for me, like I
So
know how to do it.
You
Well,
really
I
have to have
know
tough skin.
right, and not just even with my social media. I made a post the other day, like I'm looking for a social media manager. So this is what I did, all jokes aside. So I went on ChatGPT and I asked it basically to tell me about myself. And it told me it made me close my computer at the end. It told me basically saying that I'm spreading myself too thin. I have a million ideas and I'm not really I'm not executing any the way it should be because I'm just jumping from this to that to that. So I need to basically pick one or two things and focus on. And so it's been helping me kind of streamline those things. So I was very appreciative. I already knew that, but to hear it like just tell me about myself was like, wow.
Which is why we are having this conversation, because what Lashara homegirl said is that we can help each other, just like you said also. By keeping each other accountable, making sure we stay on task to what we are trying to bring light to. What are we trying to, bring support and resources to? Who are we trying to connect with? If we could get that roundtable discussion, even if it's something like this, we can have a conversation once a month, just coming on Black Life, talking about what we would like to do, and then try to build our community. Come together like butt cheeks. Okay, please. Tell you, girl.
So,
Lord, bad cookies, baby.
So this is her Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Sean.
Yes, and I'm trying to grow them so it's not all the way like I would like it to be at the moment.
Fam.
And I also have like I told me, I had too many different groups and things. That's what ChatGPT told me, and I do, because I also have some Facebook groups. I have two. One is called.
What time do you have self-care? When do you have self-care?
I know, and so that's why
I see you having fun all the time, though.
Right, but that's what made me close the computer after they told me that. I'm like, you're right. And I was trying to do my social media. I was trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. Spreading myself too thin. So I made a post inquiring about a social media manager. And then I also, after chat told me about myself, I was like, okay, because it was like, you need to be outsourcing those things. Stop worrying about like paying like the money right now. You're not thinking like a CEO. And I'm like, I've been knew that. And that was so point on. So then I'm like, okay, well then tell me, what should I do to hire me a social media manager? And so I've always wanted a virtual one. One from the Philippines is cheaper for one, and they tell me they get good results. So it broke down a little plan for me to explore that. So when I hang up with you guys, it told me, one of the things it told me was, they gave me a site. I don't remember the site, but it's on my chat history. And it told me, it said, pay $69 for this monthly plan, then cancel it. But the $60, I was like, well, why I got to pay $69? And then it was like, well, it gives you access to look at their profile in details, their contact information. You can give them a test. And, and at that point, I was sold, because I was like, you know what? I have to invest in me. I can't do it all, and I need to invest in myself. And so I don't mind paying the $69 for something that's going to benefit me in the long run. So it was saying basically you're paying $69 to you're going to get a great product doing it this way versus
Peace of mind.
trying different people and it may not work. So I was like, cool.
Did you send your Facebook
I think
Messenger?
Yes, you did.
Because
it's right here.
So Janina just asked for it.
And anybody out there, those of you in the chat, if you have some similar ideas and you would like to connect, I am always open to it. We can do something virtually. That's the route I'm basically trying to go, actually more virtual. I mean, virtual, you can reach more people. I also have this, I can't spill all the deets on this one either, but I have this awesome money.
I love it. Can't tell you all the deets, babe.
What happened?
I said, I love the way you said it. I can't tell you all the deets.
Because I haven't put it out there just yet. It's coming though, real soon. So, but it's a money management tool. It is awesome. I will offer it subscription based. It's gonna be like $11 a month, cheap. But I'm telling you, it is like the bomb. So I can't wait to put that out. And I'm trying to. That's one of my little babies. I have two little babies I'm working on. That one and.
Well, we're gonna keep some good energy in the air and all of this works out. But I want to say again, thank you so much for your time today. I enjoyed it. I look like our chat room enjoyed it as well. They asked me for your info. They asked you to come back. So we definitely want to make that happen.
I definitely enjoyed my time with you guys. And I know you said we were gonna go 30 minutes. We went an hour and a half. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. That's what happens for good conversation, you know?
And it was a pleasure to meet you.
Next time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Abby Do, is there anything else you would like to ask, say, or mention?
Well, it was a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
Well, I think I've talked to you like just briefly before, but I never had a face to a name.
No.
It was just Shira.
Abby Do gets all my friends' names and family mixed up.
I never recall talking to you. This meeting.
But Sean,
Mariette, I'm glad you enjoyed. I hope to hear from you.
All
and
right.
Sean, thank you.
Yeah, I'm really bad with names and faces, so.
Oh, I am too.
So my bad. I've always been that way. Like if I don't see you in the place that you're supposed to be in, like when I met you and where I'm used to seeing you, and then you come up to me out of nowhere and I'm like, wait, who is this?
All the time.
How do I know you?
All the time. Especially I guess having to know so many people at school when you're trying to remember everybody in the school. It's like, oh my God. I mean, like, who are you?
What's your name? Very inconsistent. I'm trying to tell you because sometimes I invite a guest on. You did very, very great. I was so happy you said yes and everything came together. I had two guests lined up. You know, one was a law enforcement retiree who's done great things, wrote books and all that. We met him and he was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then another young lady was a masseuse. I wanted her to talk about her career and how she became that. And, you know, just talk about some stuff and become a resource to people that she's surrounded with. But she didn't respond. So it's a hit and miss type thing. You know what I mean?
Right, it is. But
this is supposed to be an outlet.
But I've learned we never lose. We learn. So either we win or we learn.
There you go.
Even like with my summer camp this year, this summer, I wanted to do a week-long summer camps. That didn't happen. I had to pivot some things. So you live and you learn, and that's what.
That's right.
I don't think I said like, share, and subscribe yet.
All right, and this is what I wanted to end up in saying. I'm gonna go ahead and put Jacqueline.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
If Abby Do lets me. Okay.
I'm not touching it.
Oh, you didn't do it this time? So I wanted to say on Thursday is noteworthy. That's Abby Do and Nahilo.
Nahilo.
Oh Lord, I messed that name up. Michael. They have their show on at 5:00.
Nahilo Nordstrom.
And this Thursday, they are going to invite me, or at least they said they would, to talk about Juneteenth, and just kind of
We said that.
people. You did say that, but if you changed your mind,
Oh,
that's okay.
I
That's okay.
had so much stuff to talk about because last Thursday I wasn't able to be there, and all the stuff I wanted to talk about, I still got it in my.
Yeah, so I'm still gonna come on and say Happy Juneteenth, and we're gonna still say something, okay? So if you want to tune in on Thursday, and then next week, Black Life may return if we can have some wonderful guests like you on and bring some more information to our community. I want to say again, finally, thank you so much for offering your ideas, your commitment, your love to your community. And now you have expanded it with our community. So it's going to reach all the way. Where are you, Jacqueline? Where's Jacqueline?
England?
England? Jacqueline
I think
is
so.
in England.
I think she's in England.
Michael is in Canada. And then we have a sprinkle of everyone in somewhere, some state, somewhere, not Louisiana. Which is why Abby is telling me, don't make it local. We want to talk about things that everyone can relate to.
Right, everybody can relate to.
Yeah, so
expand your reach that way as well.
Yep, and what
I
you
mean,
do,
even just doing this, like I am very, I consider myself to be an introvert. Everybody's an Nikia, yeah, not an introvert. But anyway, so I'm trying to, like you said earlier about coming and stepping out of those comfort zones. So I am trying to do those things. So this right here, being front and center, and I'm like, oh my God, okay. But I was like, I'm not gonna be nervous. It's gonna work. And so actually, first, because I wanted to, even like with the YouTube channel, but I love the setup. And I had talked to one of my friends about like, let's start a YouTube channel. But I don't want to, like, my problem is I don't be wanting to do things by myself. And so I feel like I need somebody to hold my hand. And so I'm like, come on, let's do this, let's do that. But it's been inspiring. So maybe I might have to step up my comfort zone a little more. But I like the idea of the live on the YouTube channel right now. So great job to you guys.
Cool,
and you've been an inspiration to me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Jacqueline says she don't mind if I talk about local stuff.
I saw it.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you. All right, guys. Until next time, we can learn a little bit more about Black life. Feel free to share with us anything that will elevate and connect us. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you guys for having me. Everybody have a good night.
You know we know we love you.
That's right.
Ooh. That did not end the way I wanted it to.
But we will be there.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
para que tem tudo de bom, tudo que é de bem. Suco de acerola, coração e vive plenamente. Lá em Copacabana que tem tudo de bom, tudo que é de bem. Suco de acerola, coração